Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday morning. I didn't even move my calendar over. I'm still in May. May was a better month, maybe. I don't know. It is Noelle, Farm Girl Scavenger. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And it's going to be a short show today because I have a lot to do. But that's okay. I didn't schedule this ahead of time because it's just been a hectic weekend and week start, 2 sick grandkids, all that good stuff. So we shall see. I'll wait for everybody to come in. Just doing some messing around, getting ready to get some listings done. Anyway, looks like everybody had a great time at the reseller rally in Cincinnati. If you got to go, come on down and talk about it. If you didn't get to go and you want to know, everybody's got videos up now. It looks like they all had a great time. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. And it looks like maybe not. I may not go for very long at all. We shall see. I don't really have a lot to talk about this week. I know you guys will find that hard to believe, but that's where it's at. So if anybody has anything that they want to talk about, leave a comment. If you don't have anything you want to talk about, I'm probably not going to stay very long today. I am, like I said, I got 2 sick grandkids. One of them has a doctor's appointment today because if they don't have a negative COVID test, they can't come back to school for 10 days. And school gets out on the 22nd. So that's kind of a stretch. I suppose I should probably change my calendar here because it is a little bit frustrating when you can't see the correct date. I'm never on the right date anyway, or so it would seem. Anybody got anything? I know there's a few people watching. But I really am. I know it's really hard, but I really just don't have a lot to say today, which isn't fair to you guys and gals, but that is, there goes the, I should probably just set this here and deal with it at another time. I guess I did go back to the, I left Scotty and Antiques and Profits and Chris's. Good morning, Lynn. I left their links to their channels in the description of this one, and I also left it last week because I was live on Scotty's channel on Sunday. So for those of you who don't watch them or don't know who they are, they're both in Canada. Anyway, but I had done a haul video last Friday of an estate sale I had spent most of the day at. And then Marie and Justin Perlette came up on Sunday and we went back there, and I still haven't unloaded my car. That's sad, but the amount of clothes that I got, vintage clothes, not only vintage clothes, but a lot of them still had the tags on them. Unreal. So I'm getting ready to list a bunch of the t-shirts and stuff that I showed and other stuff today. So that's where that is. And I loaded up the clothes were only $2 a piece in the first place. And then I got more clothes, obviously, because Marie and I went through everything. I think Justin wanted to lock us in the closet and never let us out. But that's what I'm going to do today and tomorrow. I'm going to do my best to try and get as much of that listed as soon as possible. I listed only a few things yesterday, and I got a few things listed Sunday, but my motivation to do anything hasn't been well. My knee is killing me, and so I went to the doctor for that yesterday, and of course, it's always you got to see 12 more doctors, which is fine. So I have to go get an x-ray of my knee today and then see the sports medicine orthopedics next week. I know how that goes. Anyway, that's where that is. So, Lynn, you got anything? Need anything answered? Need anything talked about? Because I'm pretty much, I know I let this go for an hour, but I almost didn't do the show. And then I decided that's not fair because you guys expect me to come on every Tuesday. And yeah, it was one of those mornings. Anyway, but there's lots of other things out there to watch for you guys, so I don't feel too bad. OBX pickers on all day and whatever. So I think if that is where we at, when do you take time to sleep? I actually went to bed last night at 10 o'clock, and I slept until 6 o'clock this morning. I didn't even put my alarm clock on. Must have needed it. Probably don't look like I got much. But that's where that is. I don't know. I look more rested than I did a long time ago. Good morning, Susie. How are you? So it's kind of a lame Tuesday morning, Susie. Not really. I'm not very chatty today. Don't have a lot to talk about. I probably do, but I can't wrap my mind around it right now. So that's where that is. Unless you guys have anything specific that you want to talk about. Danica and Tracy are still unloading. I think they're at Danica's house. They got back from the Cincinnati reseller meetup. You've only been up for about an hour and you're 2 hours ahead of me. That's okay. I think this last month and a half going into this month as well, everybody's burnt out, mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, just done. Stick a fork in them, they're done, myself included. So I am going to, hey, Cameron, good morning. Probably not be on social media much anymore. I'll do my Tuesday coffee talks and a haul video here and there. But I have to get some work done, and it's where it's at. It's where I'm at in my head right now. That's okay. Cameron was at the reseller thing, and he had a good time. Thanks for stopping in, Cameron. I'll type that in the chat. I was thinking about having a barbecue meetup here for the Pacific Northwest people, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't know. I don't have the energy to deal with a lot of people right now. So, and I have to deal with some little guys, a little guy and a little gal. I guess they're not little. They're my grandkids. They deserve more than I've been giving them lately. So that's where that is. Family comes first, right? You guys are my other family. But that's where that is. I'm having a ho-hum day. You're bummed to have to wear your face mask at work because in Ohio, Kentucky only had to have it on in the airport or Uber over there. Yeah. It's Oregon's going to be one of the last to lift that ban, and even at that, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of places you're going to have to go to that they're just not going to drop the ban. You would think after all the emails were leaked from Fauci that things would change up real quick, but hey, what are you going to do? Everybody gets to choose what they believe and don't believe, and nobody should pick on another person for that. So I don't talk about that a lot. I'm vaccinated. My kids are vaccinated. Looks like Emily's going to get vaccinated. She's 14. So Washington is supposed to lift all of their mask bans next week, I think. It's not so much so that it's a lot of work because it would be just like a picnic kind of thing. And there's plenty of people around to help. You're opening up Friday finally. Yay. That's awesome, Scotty. And good morning. It's just, I think that people are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel that was always there. Not to downplay it all. I've lost quite a few friends to the COVID. As a matter of fact, we're having a funeral for my childhood friend on the 12th, Saturday. So, that's where it is. It's definitely out there, but there are ways, just like any other disease, infection, cold, whatever, to protect yourselves without having to ruin economies, lives, and families. And that's what's happened here. The wealthier got wealthier, even more wealthier, and the middle class and poor got even more poor. Most people did. So, and now people are just barely hanging on to their homes. And I was watching somebody, they were talking about hotels are filling up really fast because they're preparing to get evicted. And that breaks my heart. That'll be like the straw that broke the camel's back, I think, for most people. Anyway, doom and gloom. Hey, Bobby, how are you this morning? Speaking of that, Melissa Morris, my cohort on Wednesday nights, she's probably going to kill me, but she's not here, so it doesn't matter. Having a heart stent put in this morning. And so if you guys can keep her in your thoughts, I would truly appreciate that. She is scared to death. And she should be actually having it done right now. So, anyway, so she won't be on Wednesday night. Trying to think about talking to I shouldn't say this. I should have it already all planned out, right? I fly by the seat of my pants. That's the kind of person I am. So, not quite sure what we're going to talk about Tuesday or Wednesday. And I wanted to do quilts with my mom. That's probably not going to happen this Wednesday night. Anybody? Good morning, Dawn. So if anybody has any suggestions, anything that you would like to talk about on Wednesday night, a specific item. So we've done glass. We've done, yeah, fly by the seat of your shorts. We've done pottery. And these are just, these aren't in-depth anything. I wish I'd have brought it in from the car. I got the coolest Blanco glass fish. I wonder if I could pull it up and let me see if I can find it on eBay, on the bay. Oh, I could just do it. It's not Blanco glass. Did I say Blanco? It's Murano. It's kind of got a bottle mouth. That's what I call it. See if I can find it. Bottle mouth. That was hilarious. Fish. They're super actually hard to find. Images. Let's see if I can find one here. And they're kind of ugly, if you ask me. That's hilarious. Of course, they come up really... Oh, no. They come up really quick if you have an image and you can search them. I knew what it was when I saw it on Friday when I went to the estate sale, and they wanted $18 for it, which was still a really good deal. However, as you guys know, I'm cheap. So I did not purchase it. And that's funny because maybe it is Blanco because it's not coming up under Murano. That's... I'm 100%. Oh, I think I found one. It's very similar to this one. All right. Oh, I hate Pinterest. Sorry, I'm not pulling that up. Pinterest is a pain in the butt. Any of you guys deal with it? I have a Pinterest site. I have a Farm Girl Scavenger page on there that I put my stuff in. Anyway, I guess you guys are going to have to wait until... You're just going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait until I do my next haul, and I'll show it there. Or maybe I'll put a picture on Instagram. Emily's in the kitchen. She's going to come in here a minute. Maybe I could get her to run out to the car and grab it so you guys can see it. It's really cool, but it's one of those things that I think if most people saw it, they'd go, because it's kind of, hey, Em, can you do me a favor? Yeah. Can you go unlock the car in the back seat on your side? There's a purple fish in a box. It's glass. Is it alive? No, it's not alive. You got me a fish? Oh my God, thank you. She thinks I got her a fish. It's not alive, sweetheart. That's depressing. You can just kill it. No, I didn't kill it. I didn't kill it. It wasn't me this time. Just bring the whole little box that's sitting in, please, and thank you very much. Thought she got a fish, and she thought I killed it. Anyway, so there you go. She's going to go get it, and I'll show it to you. And then you guys can keep a lookout for it, because like Barbara, the gal that runs this estate sale company, she goes, it's so funny. She goes, I thought for sure it would sell. And I said, I kind of thought it would too. I said, $18 wasn't a bad price for it, really, because they sell for about $60. She and I talk like this all the time. She never changes her prices on me. Lots of times I get things for cheaper because she doesn't want to deal with it at the end of the sale. Anyway, I got all these pins I need to list, but that's not going to happen anytime soon because I'm going to be listing vintage clothing for the next couple of days. It's funny too because her husband is a collector and sold on eBay for a long time. I don't know if he still does or not, but we teach each other stuff all the time, and that's awesome. I mean, how many of you guys go to estate sales and have an actual relationship with your estate sale dealers, or dealers, whatever you want to call them, the owners of the estate sale companies? I have 3 specific ones that I go to. Perfect.
There you
go. The only issue that I can see that this sucker has is there's a tiny, you can see it more on the mouth. Isn't that ugly? See how 1850. It's purple glass, and I don't know. I don't know what the draw is to these, but when I did, and let me do a Google image on it. It needs a good washing, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. I'm pretty sure what I said in the first place is what it was. Yep. Blanco. It might help if I actually spell things. Blanco hand-blown art glass fish. Let's see if I can pull one up now. And then, good morning, Jennifer. How are you today? Helps if you spell things right, you guys. Blanco hand.
I thought you graduated college, Manny.
I did graduate college. Well, you gotta know. You gotta know. She's giving me a hard time, you guys. It's funny how you can go. There it is. Blanco hand-blown art glass fish, mid-century modern amethyst. Where is this lady? That's not even. It's amazing to me, I guess. Let's see if they have any on the Bay of E. Good morning, Sandy. How are you today? Huh. They have some similar ones, but the mouths are different. This one right here is, I've only seen a few people with them. So the comp that I found the other day when I looked this up, because I was pretty sure I knew what it was. When you see, don't be mad at me, guys. When you see something this ugly, you tend to not forget it. It's cool for sure, but I'm kind of not. If you look at it like this way, let's see if I can get my hand out of it a little bit. It is really cool looking. But then when you turn it this way, it's like, what were they thinking? Like you would expect to see like a cork or something in it. But, and I don't know how well you can see because it is really filthy, but can you see the bubbles in it? They're everywhere. Anyway, keep your eyes open for stuff like this because it is worth about $95. So an $18 buy-in on something like this is not bad. And you will see a lot more of these in the clear glass and the amber. I don't really think it's an amber glass. It's more of a yellowish green. But I don't even know that I can say that I paid 50 cents for it. I had a huge IKEA bag that was overflowing. When I say overflowing, the long handles that you could barely hold them together. I had a Costco grocery bag, which is about the same size as an IKEA bag. Same thing, overflowing with clothes. I had a big box of vintage, brand new in the packages, nylons. And then I had a big box of collectibles and new in box things from the kitchen and the dining room. I might have had 2 boxes. and I paid $73 for everything. 74, excuse me. I had 74 for everything. And then I went back. That was all the cash I had in my pocket. And then I went back in and got more stuff, which I paid $60 for. But while I was upstairs, I bought the coolest freaking hat. It looks like a hat that Mick Jagger would have worn. It's hilarious. I was looking for the lid to the box because Justin and I had looked at that hat on Friday. And maybe I'll post a picture of it later, but it is hilarious. Good morning, Carla. I haven't seen you for a while. How are you? Anyway, so you guys, I don't know. I know Alyssa said that stuff like that does not happen in where she lives. She's in Canton, Ohio. And I've heard other people say that that they don't get deals like that. Cameron knows. I know he's not listening. He's at work, but he knows how, and he's been to an estate sale. The first estate sale that I took him to, that he and I went to, was ran by this company, and they're called Be Organized. And she's got a gal that works for her, Stacy, that's worked for her for years. And if she has more than one going on, she's at one and Stacy's at the other. And then they have a couple of guys that work for her. But she's about getting the stuff out. She's not above putting good prices on things. And people look at this and they think $18.50 for this is ridiculous. I didn't think it was ridiculous. And if I had never gone to an estate sale before and I saw this, I would have paid $18.50 for it. I don't need any coffee, Jennifer. I haven't had coffee in 2.5 days because I'm too lazy to go to the store and buy it. I'm out of coffee. I'll probably go grocery shopping today. We'll see. I don't know. But so I've been drinking tea. I'm a teetotaler. It's not, maybe that's why I'm so, because I haven't had any coffee. Maybe that's got to be it, right, you guys? That's the problem. That's got to be it. I'm going to have to go buy some coffee now. Anyway, Scotty and I stayed on and talked for a little while afterwards, and I was showing him a bunch of the linens that I got. It's just ridiculous. And I got to get a hold of, I think it's Joy. It's either Joy or Julie, the toy addict. I know some of you guys know who she is. She just lives across the river in Portland. We'll change it to T. Maybe I should start hitting the bottle. I had a whole gallon of vodka up there. Somebody must have taken it. My son bought it so that I could make some more elderberry stuff. I probably just moved it somewhere. Who knows? I drink alcohol about as much as I drink, I don't know, soda pop. I don't drink it all. Makes me sick. Linens, you guys. Don't overlook the linens. And this gal bought and bought and bought and bought, and so many of them. I sorted through the box Sunday morning of linens, and when I say box, I could barely pick it up. It was huge. It was like the size of a large U-Haul moving box. So that's the size it was. No, don't do that. And I sorted through the box, and there was so many vintage sets. I mean, I know what I got when I got it, right? But then you forget in the 20 minutes after you pack the box up. Not only just vintage kitchen and that kind of stuff, towels that had the tags on them, but the flour sack towels that are embroidered. And usually when you see those, you're welcome, Scotty. Usually when you see those towels, they're embroidered, and they'll have the days of the week on them. So they almost always will come in a set of 7. sometimes you'll only find 5 or 6 of them because one of them was a favorite and it got used a lot and it's gone. And they could have the days of the week with the market on it. Good morning, Gina. They could have, I think one of the sets that I have has kittens on it, so it has a different cat for each day. I can't remember. And they could have birds, they could have animals, they could have, I had a set a year or so ago that had, that was from the South. And so it's just whatever theme. And there's books out there. And then I remember when I was a kid, they were around. I have some for sale. As a matter of fact, you would buy a package. It came in an envelope, just like a pattern, and it was an iron-on transfer. And it was the 7 days of the week. And you would iron that on to your flour sack towel or whatever it is you're using. And then that's where they got the designs from. So maybe I'll talk about linens on Wednesday night because I have a bunch of them, kitchen linens to be specific. So maybe we'll talk about that on Wednesday night. I'll have to mull that over in the cobwebs of my mind today and figure out what we're going to talk about. So, you know, there's so much. And I'm really trying to hit on our Wednesday night. Let's talk about it. Things that I know you guys are going to see regularly that you don't necessarily think about, if that makes sense. And then things that, like, so the glass and the pottery, everybody sees glass and pottery everywhere. But there is so much to learn, and it's so vast that you could spend your lifetime learning about it. But if you can learn about the few major brands, Blanco, Murano, Fenton, Heisey. Heisey is one of the, you know, you guys, Heisley. I have 2 books on it over here. I just want to make sure. Heisey glass, if you guys go, and the best way to learn about it is just to go on eBay or Google them and start looking at them, because guarantee Heisey glass is one that's a sleeper. If you don't know what it looks like and you don't know how to identify it, you could walk by hundreds and hundreds of dollars of Heisey glass. So not to go back to any of that, but yeah. So maybe we'll talk about linens because I have a few. I have a few more upstairs. Linens and fabric. Vintage fabric. You guys are missing out if you're not. and see, a lot of people don't want to deal with it, but usually you can get it for dirt cheap because people pay so much money for it. I have the most awesome piece of vintage fabric out in the garage right now that I got at this sale that I would love to use for something, but I know I won't do it. So why hoard it? I'm going to list it and sell it. And a lot of people that sell fabric on eBay, what you'll see them do is they will cut it into, especially if it's cotton, they will cut it into what's called a fat quarter. And a fat quarter is what the quilters use because it's a certain size and it fits perfectly for them to cut their quilt pieces out. So a lot of people will get 2 or 3 yards of one kind of fabric and they will cut it up in fat quarters or half yards. Good morning, Chad. Good morning, Marie. And they will sell it that way because they can get more for it. Personally, if I find a piece of fabric that's 2 or 3 yards, you would find it. I would find it very difficult to cut it up. There are other people that would like to make curtains and tablecloths and that kind of stuff out of it. And when you cut, so you know, there's your choice. It's the same with that book that I sold. The person that bought it more than likely is going to deconstruct it and take the 120 plates, the pictures, the engraved plates out and sell them for $400 or $500 a piece, which I could have done. I can't take that book apart and do that. To me, that's like, I couldn't do it, but I bought the book for $200. I sold it for $2,200. I was happy with the profit I made on it, you know, so, and that's how it is, right? There's always somebody out there that knows a little bit more, or not that I didn't know it. I knew I knew I could do it, but I wasn't going to. I have another set of books here very similar to that. I showed them to Scotty the other night. I could do that with them too, and I wouldn't be deconstructing anything. But I don't know that I want to do that. I would be more than happy to let somebody else do that after I make my profit on it. So, it's all in your time and that kind of stuff, what you want to get out of something and what you want to put into it. We all have different business somebody help me out. Business it's not a motto, but thanks, Em. We all do things differently in our businesses in order to get the most profit. And I guess if I was after the most profit, actually, I have these books right here. The computer's sitting on top. I'm looking at them right here. And I brought them in the house so that I could do a little bit more research on them and see what it is exactly I'm going to do with them, because there isn't a piece here that I couldn't sell the way that they are constructed. They're really cool. I wish I should do a whole video just on these books. You just sold a set of 3 books, factory sealed, found in a lot set at the side of the road for, yeah, heck yeah. Heck yeah. I might actually do just a video, not a live, on this set of books when I decide what I'm going to do with them. About to mail them out in a few minutes. I wish you guys had media mail in Canada. If you guys don't know Scotty, Antiques and Profits, he's in, as Carter likes me to say, Canada. Our mail prices are going up here in the States too, but it's going to get to the point anymore where it's, when are they going to stop raising the prices on the postage? Because after a while, I don't know, everybody seems to continue to pay. I should cost $18.44, which is a 1.5 hour drive away. That's not too, a 1.5 hour drive away. Media mail here, it doesn't matter if it's going 5 miles or across the country, it's still the same price. What is the book you're referring to that you sold for $2,200? Is it in any of your videos? I showed it when I first got it. Hang on a second here. I'll pull it up and show it to you guys. Paid and shipped. Anyway, so media mail is nice because it is $2.89 for a pound. That's about what it is. And so you can ship a 25-pound set of encyclopedias for, and it's cheaper. It gets a little bit cheaper as you go. Oh, of course, that's not going to come up that way. I have a hard time finding it on my computer sold, and I don't know what's going on with eBay here. Let's see if I can find it. It shouldn't be too far back because it's actually in my Instagram. That would probably be the quickest way to find it. I did make a post on it in Instagram. Is that it? Oh. But it's if you don't look at books in the first place and you don't have a good idea of books, nobody would have picked it up. And I say that not to say that I am something special about see. Canada, that is how my mom says it too. Canada. I don't say that because I think I'm special and I'm smart or better than anybody. I just like books. So my eye leans towards ones that look differently. And the reason I say that I don't think a lot of you guys would catch it is because there was a lady who does books sitting on a stool in front of the bookshelf where this book was, and she was looking them all up individually because these are books that don't scan. You have to look them up. There are no scan codes. This book was from 1920. The first edition of this book, I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. It's Dutch. It's a Dutch artist. The first printing of this book was 1928. I had the second printing, which was 1929. I'm almost to it, I'm for sure. I would like to think I am. Yeah, it should be right down. There it is. All right. Let me pull it up here and then I'll share the screen. And the guy that bought it was kind of not a nice person. And he hasn't left me any feedback, but I'm sure he got it. He wanted me to lie about how much I sold it to him for. You can't do that. Carl Blossfelt is the name of the FEL. I can't type and talk and FELD. Don't laugh at me too much. Are you serious? Bio. Might help if I actually have item title. Here we go. All right. Let's go here. I will share my screen. Secrets of Wanderlust Reselling. Have you been on before? Because if you have, I don't recognize you, and I would like to know your name so that I can properly. All right, let's do this. Chrome tab, share. And all right, you guys can see this. This is the book. And you see that it has this is my first picture. And I took this picture this way for a specific reason. I wanted them to see that I had the book, that I had the dust cover, and that I had the slip cover, because there are a lot of people that just have the book. There were some people that had the book and the dust cover, and there was nobody that I could find that had the slip cover, the book, and the dust cover. And this is what the dust cover looks like. This slip cover is odd. It was made out of cardboard, but they printed nicely on it. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's from 1928. You got to get, when you're taking pictures of stuff, I had to be crafty. I only had 12 photos, and I wanted to make sure I got photos of the inside of the book. So I felt like I was pretty crafty. I'm getting the dust cover. The book was in immaculate shape because it had the cardboard slip cover. But the cardboard slip cover on the other side it has a flap. Now this is the total inside of the dust jacket. And as you can see, other than this little spot in the spine, I was able to get in one picture the front cover, the back cover, and the spine. And then on the inside, this was the very first page, and I was able to get that and the front page. And then this right here, why is it not showing? You see, I had it listed at $5,400. I knew I was never going to get that, even though that's what I should have been able to get. You are Samantha. My partner is Shane. We alternate who watches and comments. Perfect. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. So right here it says 1929. These are the kind of, this is a plate. This is an engraved plate. It's all in black and white. These pages were very thick. So what people are doing is they're deconstructing the book. They're going to the center and they're taking out the stitching and they're deconstructing this, and they will sell these plates, which there's 120 of them, for $400 to $800 a piece, and they are gorgeous. These pictures do not do them justice. And they're plants. These are all plants. And this artist, Carl, was known for this. Now, did I know all of this when I saw that book sitting on the shelf? I absolutely did not. But I saw the book. I knew it was old. It was in a slipcover. And the little old lady, here's my everything on it. Here's my description. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. When you're selling something that's worth that much money, you want to put a little bit of effort into your description. And it wasn't hard to do this because I found all of this information on Abe booksellers and other booksellers, and I borrowed bits and pieces of it from bibliographies and other stuff. If I borrow somebody's whole thing, I always give them credit. I mean, I have listed a few things that I got the information from Wikipedia or somewhere like, or even Abe booksellers. I will give that person, just like if you're writing a thesis paper, you give the people that you get your information from credit. Anyway, so an exceptionally well-preserved copy, photos by Karl Blossfeld, introduction by Karl Neerdorf in German, includes a list of the plates, 120 black and white plates. Now, add that up. Let's say you only got $300 per plate, 300 times 120. So if that's what this guy, they only made 6,000 copies of this. And basically, it's beyond rare. It is scarce because most of those copies of this book of this year are gone. Now, they have reproduced them, but what makes this one different is how the plates were engraved and made. And you can kind of see the paper right here. You can really see it is a very thick. This book was heavy. I'm trying to think how much it weighed. I think it weighed almost 6 pounds because it was, do I have in here the size of it? 10 inches wide by 12 and a half inches tall. That's a big book. So if you see this image and you see this right here, I'm glad I'm selling stuff today. It is a very common thing for them to deconstruct books like that. It is a very common thing. Let me see if I can look up the books that I am sitting. Let me move this for a second. Pull this up as I have a little cheat sheet here. See if it says on here. 3 volumes of all historical. Of course not. Let me see if I can pull this one up. Okay, this is in no way, shape, or form. What are they? I should pull this up on Google. This is ridiculous. Oh, this guy doesn't even have. Okay. All right. Okay. You guys have seen that. I'm going to show you this. Let's see. What are you guys? You guys are seeing this. This is, I don't know why it's not letting me open it up. So let me do that. Let me come back over here. This guy, somebody should buy this because it's international, so it's going to cost more, but 26 bucks this is a joke. Chrome tab, share, that, share. I have 3 of these, and this doesn't, he doesn't have, let's see, can you guys see this now? Okay. Hello, let's go back here to this one. Okay, this Alexander Speltz, the colored ornament of all historical styles, modern times. There's a set of 3 of these. I have all 3 of them. Mine are in really, really, really good shape. Do you see how torn up this is? This is cloth, and this piece right here, this front cover, is a hard board covered in cloth and then printed. And then over here, which I don't think, let's see, it looks like it. Let's go through this. Over here on the very edge and over here on the very edge, look at, those are spider eggs. They didn't even, oh my God, I was telling my son about this. All of, people, clean your spider cobwebs out, you know. I paid $2 for that book, Carla, the one that I sold. This book right here has, I'm trying to remember how many plates in each one. 3-volume set, 60 plates. So these pictures right here, there's 60 of these. They're separate. They're not bound in. Look, there's those spider cobwebs again. Really, this is killing me. Who's going to buy this? Obviously nobody, because I've had this set of books for 3 months now. So there's 50, what did I say? 60 plates. I have 3. I have the full set. There's 3 sets of these. Mine are in really good condition. I have one that shows a little bit of wear down here. Oh my God, that is really bad. Look at, I can't even zoom in anymore. I'm freaking out here. Look at, there's somebody selling one of the plates right here. But inside this book, and they don't even have the whole thing. And this, so each one of these has, I can't believe that that's all they're asking for it. They've got $26.92. They don't know what they have. So this is what it looks like. It's huge. It's, let me measure mine right here. I'll show you them when we get off. This is 15¼ inches long by, I'm working. You gotta be patient with me here. By 12 inches wide, and it is almost 2 inches thick. Okay, that's one book. I have 3 of them. So inside these, and I'm trying to remember, 1914 is the date on these. I don't know if he has all of that and what this person has. This is a folio of colored pages of some 25. He didn't even have them all. He doesn't even have half of them, half of the pages. And who knows if while the folio cover is rather scruffy, the images themselves retain their brightness and undamaged. The images are all odd, numbered from 1 to 57, measuring 18 by 25 centimeters. Boy, he really heavy gray paper. The paper is actually a greenish color. Oh, this is incomplete. Please. It does smell somewhat musty. Probably has a musty smell from the I'm dying here. Wow. This is how not to list. Oh, you guys are over here. Add this one. This is how not to list a vintage book that you should be selling for about $300. Even at what he's got here, the plates, each one of those plates he could sell for at least $100. And then the cover, which isn't in that great a shape, doesn't matter. He could sell that cover for at least $100 too. He probably should clean the spider eggs and nests out of it before he's. Ugh. Well, if you ordered it and you received it as he showed it, and you didn't see the spider eggs and nests in there, then you got what you paid for. That's all I can say. Oh my goodness. Oh heavens. That's which eBay listing were you looking at Susie? The one that I showed of my book or the one I just showed of the spider egg infested one? Not only that, he's in another country, so who knows what species. Cameron. So I'm going to go on Google here and see if I can actually find a better. That's hilarious. Yeah, I just about died when I saw that. But not only that, you know what? It's just going to be easier. Okay, here's a used one at Abe's Books for $400. He's got all three of them. He's selling for $400. He's an idiot, and who knows if he sold them. But when I say Abe Booksellers, I'm going to let's see. Let me share this screen here. Because I want you guys. I want to share something. You can list anything on. No, you can't. But darn close. They're becoming. It's going to get pretty bad here shortly if you guys don't know about that. Okay, let's share this one for right now. Okay. When I have something that is odd and vintage and this is actually an antiquarian, so is the other one. So this is antiquarian. If it's 100 years or older, it's antiquarian. If it's 20 years or older, it's vintage. So we are now in the point where anything from 2001 is vintage. 2001 and back is vintage. That's 20 years. We're in 2021, right? Okay. When I have something like this, not only do I type it into Google on my computer, but I will use my Google Lens and see what I can find if I'm out and about. So if I have then bought it and I've brought it home, I type it into eBay and I look on eBay, and then I type it into Google and I go further on Google. So if I had just gone by that one on eBay, I would never have picked this up. Plus, they wanted $300 for this at the estate sale, which it is well worth $300 if you deconstruct it. And you don't even have to deconstruct it. You just have to open the book up. So this is Abe Booksellers, and this is what you will get when you. Let me share this one. Let me share this screen as well. Share, because I can share, because I want to share. Okay. Why isn't it letting me share both? I don't understand that. I should be able to share both of these. All right, well, let's just talk about this one while I have it up, and then I'll go to the other one. So this is what I have, and he's only showing, he says volumes 1 through 3, the colored ornament of all historical styles with colored plates from own paintings in watercolors by Alexander Speltz. But one of these books, he has this is like volume 2, is all about Fabergé. And then you go down in here, it's going to tell you 3 plate volumes with accompanying booklets bound in wraps in portfolios with tan cloth spines. So his must be spines and brown paper over boards, lettered and ornamentally stamped in orange, purple, and black. 2 of the books are in good only condition with the text blocks split in half. And then the plates are in 3-color or 4-color printing with the frontispiece and illustrated text. The plates themselves are in very good condition. The paper on which the color. So this is something I love about Abe Books. These guys that sell on Abe Books, they go into immense detail. So if you want to learn about books and selling them and how to write something for them, this is a place to go. Always type your stuff in. This is hilarious. There is no way. 9 new from 7 from US. View all 14 copies of this book. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of that, and I am going to back over here, share my screen, Chrome tab. This is what I typed in. This is my Google search. This is what I typed into Google. So this is the one I just showed you on Abe Books. He's selling for $400. This is styles of ornaments. That's not the one that was in. This is on Etsy. Here's a newer one. But none of these and none of the ones that I have seen anywhere. Let's see if this will show or if this is going to. Okay, perfect. Unbound. They don't even have pictures of this on eBay, on Amazon. Let's go back. Let's go to images. This is exactly how I would search and get the information on this. Hey, Cameron. Hey again. I can't see my StreamYard chat because I'm sharing the screen with you guys. So I'm looking over here at YouTube to see what you guys are saying. So if I miss anything, I apologize. So this is exactly how I would research this. And now you can see that there are quite a few different ones out there. When you do your Google search, and see, I just copied and pasted this title from the one on eBay into Google search, and look at what you're seeing. The book lover's gift idea, the colored ornament of all historical styles. This is just for the one book, $370. This is what the one book should be going for. If they have everything, if it's in good condition. Now this one, all right, I'm pulling this up. I don't know why this didn't come up. This is what I have, and this is what I will sell. This is what I'll do. But their book their cover is in really bad condition. See how torn it is here? So you go by condition, and you go by age, and you go by all of that. But they're asking $6.95, and they will probably get it. They don't even have all 60 prints right here. Folio 58 prints. So see this thing right here? This is one of the first ones I've seen that actually has the book. So each one of these sets, there's 3 of them, and they have 60 different plates in them. This one, these plates are very colored on the outside. See you could call it foxing, you could call whatever you want it. It's aged. It's from 1914. What did he say his was? Let's get out of here. 1915. Mine are 1914. I think he probably has the wrong date because they have to. I don't think they made too many of these. And let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. If it says here, 60 plates in 3 color. See, I wonder if he realized that. Anyway, these are what the plates look like. Now he laid these out on the floor. These plates are that same size. They're whatever I told you the measurement was of the book. So he's not showing all of them, but he tried really hard to get as many of them as possible. Good morning, buddy. Anyway, so each one of these plates could be sold separately. And that's why I say in the other book that I had they deconstructed it, and they could have, this is a really nice picture here. They did a really good job. They really did a good job taking pictures here. I'm impressed because a lot of people don't. So if you want to get the money, you take good pictures and you find a crafty way like they did, like I did in my book. I wanted as many good pictures as possible and still be able to show a couple of the plates on the inside. But it's not just about what's inside the book, especially when you're looking at these older antiquarian books like this. It's about how the book looks, how it was been taken care of. Because if that book that I sold for $2,200 if the inside of the pages had looked nasty like these one, and nasty's not a good word. If that book had not been in as good a shape as it was, I'm going to go down here and see what they wrote. I would not have gotten as good money because they would not have been able to sell the plates. This is 8 books that we're looking at right now. Is my screen stuck? Oh, crappy. It is, isn't it? Hang on. I know what it did. Sorry. Sometimes it'll go to the next screen and sometimes it won't. I don't know. And it could be user error, not StreamYard. Here we go. See what we're at. Okay. All right. Let's go back up here. This is the one the other one. This is exactly the one that I showed you a little bit ago that had all the spider webs and stuff in it. So, and this is how they have it titled. And this is how they have it priced. And that's exactly where it should be at for 1 volume. I have 3 volumes and they're all in better shape than this one. And this one, so here's the main picture. Inside each of these folios, not only is there 60 of these, there's also a book. And I'm going to show you that in a minute when we get done looking at this. You aren't seeing this book in a lot of the other ones. They don't have, this one isn't even complete. He even says that 58 prints. But if you go here and you look at this, it says right there, 60, at the very bottom, 60 plates in 3 color and 4 color printing with a frontispiece and illustrated text. So, like I said, I was showing this one. I almost think that, come on. This is an awesome picture right here. That's the frontispiece, the Das Alterum El Antique, the antiquity. And then this book. So somebody could buy that from them for $695 and they could sell each one of these plates for $100 easily. And they could sell this book right here for another $100 easily. And they could sell the portfolio piece. I haven't listed my set yet. I'm going to get it listed this week, because I just haven't had the time to do the I haven't had the time to do the research and like I want to do. So I paid, like I said, they wanted, I'll show you exactly what they wanted. They wanted $100 a piece for each book. And this was their notes on the research that they had done. Now, $250. They're looking at prices on solds on 4/4 of 2000. They sold for $150, 3-volume set of all historical styles for $750, 60 plates. So they decided they wanted $300 for the set, or they would sell them $100 a piece and separate them. So this is the same sale that I bought the other book at that I sold for $2,200, right? They looked, okay. What I found out from, there's only one person left this company sold. There's only one person left at this company that knows me. And when I went back on Sunday this is a while back, okay? When I went back to pick up the filing cabinet that I bought, I asked her if they had sold that set of books yet. And she said no. And I said, are they 50% off? And she said yes. And I said, so $150 for all three. And she said yes. So I bought them because I had spent time looking them up in the 2 days between when I bought the filing cabinet and I went back, and I was pretty darn sure that nobody was going to purchase them, because I probably would have paid $300 for them just knowing what I can get for them. Will books like that, they aren't fast sellers, Jennifer? No. Let's see if I still have it up here. The other book, that the Carl Blossfeld book, do I still have that on my? I can tell you exactly when I listed it, and I'll tell you how long it took. Actually, it sold faster than I thought. That one sold faster than I thought it was going to. So it really depends on, you really have to take your time on some of these things. I'm not one of those people that just, for something like this, I want to maximize my profit. And some people don't. And maybe some people can do all orders paid and shipped. Some people are better. I have so many niches, if that's what you want to call it, that I sell in, that I know a lot about, and I know enough about this stuff to know that you can't. I have a lot of books in storage right now that are worth a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money. This is worth a lot of money. I have already sold several books for $400, $500, $600. I have more because I bought a whole collection, a whole estate of books that were all first edition. They had been read twice. They were kept in a controlled environment in low light. And I've already sold several from that collection just that I pulled out of boxes. The problem with that is there were sets, like from the whole author's sets. And when the people boxed them up for me, which I am super happy they did, they boxed them up. They carried them up from the downstairs 2 rooms, library, where they had them. And they loaded my car for me 3 times, my little SUV. The problem is when they did that, they didn't get the sets together in the boxes. And I know what was there because I had seen them all before. I had been through the house. Because my friend Jake and Erica, Portland Pickers, and I were going to start doing estate sales, and that was going to be our first one. And then it got shut. That was right when the pandemic started. Okay, let's look this up. I'll tell you exactly when I sold this. Carl. Oh, seriously? Buyer username. That's not what I asked for. We're having the same situation here. So I listed this book on March 23rd of 2021. It sold April 29th. So, well, okay. I guess that one sold pretty fast. The other one, some of the other ones don't, but you do understand the condition that this book was in amazing condition. I also had it listed way high for two reasons. I list my items high so that I can run a sale and bring them down to about a 15% off price from what they should be at, if that makes sense. Anyway, but in the condition that this book was in, it could have sold for that. That wasn't a fairy tale price. It really could have sold for that price. However, when I still got a better price than anybody else has gotten, and I did my research on WorthPoint and everywhere. I got a really good price for that book. I was happy for it. I was happy to have that price for spending $2 on it. And so I think we talked about on Scotty's show, Tommy brought up he has an allergic disorder to ephemera, and that's okay. I'm making that up. I said that. He does not like it. It bores him. There are a lot of people that do not like ephemera. Books are ephemera. And, anything paper that can be destroyed is ephemera. I showed these the other day. These are ephemera and they will sell. I have two of them. I will probably get two of these. Or I will probably get $20 for this. It's just a label. It's a stick. You would have gotten it wet. See the shine on there? That's the glue. So when I tell you guys and show you guys that I pay pennies for things, I do pay up. I'm going to take one of these out of here. So I hope it doesn't disturb the picture too much, because I want you to really see that I actually see how big that is. See how thick it is. It has one of them, maybe it's just one of them, I don't know. So then you open it up, and and then it has another opening. Here's the book that I was telling you about. This is the book. That book doesn't even look like it's ever opened. I was opening one up to show Scotty the other night. Let me see what I can do here. Can you guys see how big that is? Now mine has a little problem right there that it's actually see-through. So I will make sure and get good pictures and disclose that. But then see how I can do this. That folds down and the top one folds up, and there's your 60 plates. Let me pull a couple of these plates out and show you. This set is the colored ornaments of all historical styles, modern times. Can you see the color in that? This is from 1914. Look at that. Look at the edges of my paper. They're not brown. They're not tan. They're not fox. They're not ruined. And you will find as you see these that maybe the first one or two will have more damage than, and this is what they say on the bottom. It tells you all about what it is and who did it. I could separate these 60 plates. There's 60 in each one of these books. I have all 3 of them. And I could sell these separately. This is the Italian ornament. It says right here. And it has the different ones. And then it goes down here and it tells you what they use them for. And who they were made by. This is more decorations of pillars and soffits. In my opinion, this really belongs like in a museum or a art college. Therefore, you will not see me separate mine and sell them. This book right here, it's not got anything on it. And it has, so this is part 3. This is the 3rd set of these books. This was the 3rd one to come out. And this one is, I have a date here. 60 plates, just like what I showed you. There should be a date. I don't know how well I can show you this because I don't want to cause any damage on the spine. And let me put my other screen up here. Where the heck is my? Okay. This is harder than you think because I can't see what I'm doing here. So, all right. There is no date on this one, but that is all rights. Printed by August Pierre, printed in Germany. Somewhere in here, there's a date on this, and it's not. They don't always on these older books like this put the date at the beginning. Lots of times you'll find it at the very end. Not always. So, you know. If you are into and too cheap to really pay up, well, you wouldn't have been too cheap to pay up for the and no spiders. You wouldn't have been too cheap to pay up for the $2 book, Jennifer. So, you know, it's just, this is the kind of stuff that we learn from each other, right? You're not going to learn this just by learning it. You may, if you're lucky and you put that effort into it. Somebody initially paid $15 for this. And I know that because the older this, and this is the most correct way to price a book at an estate or a garage sale. You use a pencil and you write the price on the inside front cover because it can be erased. Now, you don't put a price tag on them, or you use a Post-it note like these guys did, because that's not going to damage anything. Post-it note's not going to damage anything. Personally, if I had books like these, we all know how we feel about price tags and how people write with Sharpie marker and all kinds of stuff. So needless to say, I have 3 sets of these. They're in amazing condition compared to any of the other ones I have seen out there, and I will price them accordingly. And I will sit on them until they sell. Because even though I have $150 into the set, which was 50% off what they were asking at the estate sale, which was still a really good price at $300 for all three of them. I'll sit on them, and I don't know if I may actually list them separately, because there may be somebody out there that has volume 1 and 2. They don't have volume 3. So these are all the things that you have to think about when you have something like this. And so now you know why it's not listed. Because while I'm thinking about this, I'm also have all the other stuff that I'm doing and listing and selling and whatnot. So don't underestimate. Here I thought I didn't have anything to talk about today, and now it's 9:30. Don't underestimate and don't make yourself feel stupid. Or anybody else make you feel stupid if you have bought something like this and you're having a hard time listing it. I'm not so much so having a hard time listing it. It's just I want to not look like I don't know what I have. I want to present it correctly when I do list it. I want to have good photos of it, and I want to know what my competition is out there for something like this. For a Barbie doll, you still need to do your research on Barbie dolls, right? Because some of them are worth a lot of money, even some of the newer ones. And that's probably a really good comparison, is a Barbie doll. You're not too cheap to pay up, Jen. I think if you saw something, because you know your jewelry, I think if you saw something that you knew was worth 15 times what they had on it and that it would sell, I think you would probably pay for it. I think you probably would. Don't be so hard on yourself. And I do pay up for stuff, but this estate sale that Marie and I went to, you should have seen some. I'm so mad. I had this set of stoneware dishes that I bought. I had looked at them before. She wanted quite a bit for them, and they were worth it, what she was asking for. Not only were they worth it, I would have made money on them. I got them the last day. Some other person dropped something. I had my boxes in the hold area. They literally dropped something right on top of one of the crocks and broke one of the lids. I'm probably going to take the base and put succulents in it. It was a nice clean break. I could glue the lid back together. We'll see. See, and that's just one of those things most people will go, I'm just going to throw it away. Broken things sell, you guys. I am the epitome of selling broken things over and over and over again. So anyway, all right, you guys, it is 9:28. Both of my grandkids are up and fighting over something in the other room. Not really. They're learning to play Magic, the Gathering. Uncle Rye brought about 5,000 cards, roughly, could have been more, on Sunday, and they went through and they all made decks. And so those two have been playing Magic the last 2 days, and it's kind of interesting to listen to them. Brings me back to when my kids were younger and they were learning to play. Yeah, it's a thing. If you guys don't know what Magic the Gathering cards are, they are more sought after than Pokemon cards. As a matter of fact, eBay actually made a specific app just to load and be able to load up your Magic the Gathering cards faster and sell them. So that's where that is. Anyway, all right, you guys, have a great rest of your week. I'll see you here and there. And I've got a lot of stuff to get done and listed today. And I hope you all, hey Topher, how are you? I hope you all have a great week. And hopefully I'm not going garage sailing, estate sailing, whatever you want to call it. I won't be going for a while. I'm going to see how long I can keep myself from the stuff that's in my car so that I can do another haul off of that from that stuff and show you guys. But I already showed you the Blanco fish. I'm going to list this today. I'll take it in the kitchen and wash it up, and I'll list this today, and we'll see how long it takes to sell. But the only problem I see in it is right there, that one little, these things are so ugly. Can you see it? And I don't even think it's a defect from, oh, it might help if I was on the right side. You can see that spot right there. That's where they cut it. So that's not a defect from the owner or its lifetime. I haven't had time to unload my car, Marie. I had guests here, and then I went online. I went live with Scotty. By the way, Scotty, Antiques and Profits, his channel is in my description. Chris from Chris's Treasures, who's always on with Scotty on Sunday nights. Scotty is on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. He and Scotty do a show he and Chris do a show every Sunday night. And then Chris's Treasures has a show every Wednesday night. And then Scotty also puts up videos pretty frequently, almost every day, Monday through Friday. And Chris does some pre-recorded stuff as well. So go check the two of them out. They're super neat people, and they have stuff to share and to teach you. Hola. And here is another one of our Canada. I don't know where Carter is. I think Carter divorced me. I haven't seen him today. He's probably working. Anyway, so you guys go check out Mr. Scotty right here. Go check him out. And his wife, Steph, does a lot with him. And Chris's wife, he calls her Camera Girl 2. Is that what he calls her, Scotty? I think. Anyway, Camera Girl. That is Chris's wife. When you hear him refer to Camera Girl, that's his wife. So they both sets, Scotty and Steph, his wife, and Chris and Camera Girl. They do a lot. Hot Mess Thrifter, how are you? Anyway, they all do a lot of stuff together. And then they're about an hour away from each other, somewhere in that area. Camera Girl 1. I should have known that. Hey Dante, thanks for stopping in. Anyway, so that's where all of that is. I hope I may have taught some of you guys a little bit about vintage, and not even vintage, antiquarian books, and what you need to do to see your the difference between your book and somebody else's book out there, because it could be a difference between $26 for the spider infested one as compared to $695 for the same one that it still is not complete, compared to mine, which is in way better condition than all of those and is complete, and I have all 3 volumes of them. So this is why, no, I don't have it listed yet, and I will get it listed. I do have a lot of money into it. I don't care. That money's gone. It's just like paying a bill. Once you spend money on something, it's gone. Do we want to try and reclaim it as fast as we can? Absolutely. Most people need to. I don't. And I will sit on that until I get the profit that I want for it. And if it takes 5 years, then it takes 5 years. So I am lucky on that. You're thinking of adding haunted to all your listing titles. I'm thinking haunted and horror and creepy doll. Haunted, the horror of the haunted creepy doll. Chicken Toad, I didn't see you sneak in there. Anyway, you guys, I guess go back and watch because we talked about several antiquarian books, one that I sold for $2,200 and paid $2 for. And then we talked about these Alexander Spelt, the colored ornament. There's 3 volumes of them. This is volume 3. I have all 3 volumes. We talked about those and where I acquired them. They actually got both the $2,200 book and this set of books at the same estate sale. One of them I paid $2 for. The other set I paid up for, but I had a weekend to research them before I went back and bought them. Hey, Evan, how are you? So, you know, and Jennifer asked a great question. Did I have this set that I just showed you listed yet? And I told her, no, I didn't. And I explained why. So I went through showing you guys how I do my research on something like this. We went through Amazon, we went through Google, we went through eBay. You guys are going to die when you go back and look and see the listing, one of the listings for one of these books on eBay, spiders included. So that may give you guys an idea, and none of you are stupid. Not one single person in here is stupid and doesn't know, but that may give you an idea as to why I may get crazy, stupid prices for some things that most people won't even look at. Like I said in the beginning, that book that I sold for $2,200 was literally this lady. We'll say this is the height of the bookshelf, my filing cabinet here. It ran the whole wall, and she was over here. She was already on bookshelf number 3. And sitting on top of this bookshelf was that book. It was just sitting there alone by itself. And I was trying to not crowd her for what she was doing. And I asked her, I said, are you done over here? And she said, yes. And so I picked up that I think I only bought like 4 or 5 books, and I wished I'd have bought more because they had a lot of books in another room that were research books like Red Wing pottery and that kind of stuff. Gamers Vault, I'm really wondering if that works or if you'll get, I know it's not described cases. That's hilarious. I asked the gal if she wanted this $2 book. I said, are you interested in this book? Do you want it? I already knew it was worth money. I knew it was old. It was in a slip case, and not just any slip case. It was odd. I did not look it up in there because we were in the basement and I was ready to go. I'd had enough. Most of their prices were horrible, but their hardcover books were $2. And so I saw that, and I asked the gal that I knew, and she said, yep, $2. So I got that, and Emily and I looked at a few other things, and I bought the filing cabinet, and we left, and I told him I'd come back on Sunday. There was just so much stuff there. I wasn't even going to mess with attempting to get the filing cabinet out. I wanted it for my ephemera. It was in really great shape. I paid $15 for it. It had the locks on it. You guys, that's a really good place to store ephemera, is a filing cabinet. Each one of my pieces of ephemera goes in a plastic sleeve that is sealed. So and you see them all over the place. Now, the one thing that this filing cabinet didn't have was the hanging thing, so you can hang the file folders on it. But I was at an estate sale the other day. You can buy those. They're about $20 a piece for each drawer. I was at a garage sale the other day, and they had $10. They had 5 filing cabinets, $10 a piece, and one of them had all of those things in it. So I told the gal, I said, I want to buy one of the filing cabinets, and she goes, sweet. And I go, I don't want the filing cabinet. I just want the metal things on the inside, but I'll pay you the $10 for the filing cabinet and take those, and then you could try to sell the filing cabinet again. She's like, all right. Anyway, so think outside the box on that kind of stuff too, people. I knew what I needed for my filing cabinet here, and I got it so in total, that filing cabinet cost me $25. I'm cool with that because it is a major storage unit. And when you see those old filing cabinets, and you're never going to find an oak filing cabinet for $15 for sure. Oh, maybe you will, because people like to just get rid of stuff. But anyway, filing cabinets are great for storing ephemera and that kind of stuff in it. If you have that kind of stuff. Is it me or her? What's going on, Marie? What did I do? Anyway, go back and watch the replay. I talked about this. And you guys can maybe learn something and leave me a comment if you have stuff to add to it, because we can't learn from each other if you guys don't talk back. Yakety yak, don't talk back. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. It was you. I probably buffered because I moved. Girl. Anyway, so there you have it. Go check it all out. I'll see you guys sometime this week with another haul. And I love you, Ansley. Have a great rest of your week, guys and gals and peoples. Bye.